Since the release of the Dwarven Mines, ghost grinding was a very popular money-making method, but a lot of things have changed from that point, like new armor that has been added and the Heart of the Mountain Tree rework. This video will attempt to cover everything related to ghost grinding, starting with basic armor and weapons you need and ending with small optimizations you can make. This video will have timestamps for each section, so if you just need a fraction of the information, you can jump right to it. Starting with the weapons, there is only 3 viable options you should consider, and if you can't do ghosts with one of them, you shouldn't be doing them at all. The least expensive choice and the one with the highest ROI will be the Dark Claymore. The Dark Claymore does a lot of damage and is relatively cheap, but also has a Master Mode 7 completion requirement to use. If you don't have the Master Mode 7 completion, you can also use the 250mm Midas, which is more expensive and does a little less damage, but it also is a viable choice. And the last option will be the Daedalus Axe, which is a late to endgame choice since you need good stats to one-hit the ghost with that, but the Daedalus Axe will make you the most amount of money. If you now wonder which weapon to choose, I would recommend the Daedalus Axe since there's a lot of stuff we can do outside of weapons to boost your damage. The Daedalus Axe can give you up to 40 magic find and 35 coins per kill, which add up in the long run and is absolutely worth it. All the weapons should have the same enchantments. The enchantments that will boost your profits are Looting, Scavenger, Champion and Divine Gift. The budget version for this would be Looting 4, Scavenger 4, Champion 10, but if you have enough money you should upgrade to Scavenger 5, then use Golden Bounty to get it to Scavenger 6, buy Looting 5 and get Divine Gift 3. The most important enchantments that will boost your damage are the following: Sharpness, Critical, Cubism, First Strike, Giant Killer, Prosecute and Fire Aspect. Try getting all of them to a decent level, and if you have the money, buy the tier 7 version of them. For ultimate enchantments there's only 2 options. One of them is Chimera, this will boost your profits and damage, and if you're broke, use Soul Eater, this will boost just your damage. Don't use one for all. Your weapon should be reforged with Withered, but if you have a lot of strength you can also try using the Suspicious Reforge, this can boost your damage by a tiny bit. For armor there's a lot of different sets that can be used. If you need damage you can use Crimson, Terror or Necron armor. As a helmet for damage you can either get the Crown of Avarice or stick with the set's helmet. If you have enough damage and want more money per hour you can use Full Sorrow armor for plus 20 magic find, Full Crimson armor with 10/10 magic find and veteran attributes for plus 20 magic find and plus 30 combat wisdom, 3/4 Crimson with 10/10 magic find and veteran attributes, plus a Crown of Avarice with at least 100 million coins collected for 20.4 magic find and 22.5 combat wisdom, full Eleanor armor for 3 times scavenger drops, or 3/4 Eleanor with Crown of Avarice for 2 times scavenger drops, or if you're very rich you can use 3/4 Crimson plus a Clover helmet for the maximum profits. Now let's cover which armor set should be used in which case. Full Sorrow armor is pretty cheap and generally a good option if you just want to try ghost grinding and start out. Full Crimson with 10/10 magic find and veteran attributes is best in slot for pet leveling. It gives the most amount of combat wisdom and the same amount of magic find as Sorrow, making it a better choice than Sorrow, but it's more expensive. 3/4 Crimson with 10/10 magic find and veteran attributes plus a Crown of Avarice with at least 100 million coins collected is good if you want to level pets, get a lot of drops and bring your Crown of Avarice up to 1 billion coins collected, either to sell or to keep. This setup also does a lot of damage and is better than a Full Sorrow setup. Full Eleanor armor will sacrifice your damage and give you 20 less magic find, but therefore 3 times your scavenger coins, which is a significant boost. This set is very cheap to obtain through the Rift and is probably a better choice than Full Crimson or Full Sorrow, especially if Sorrow prices fall down. 3/4 Eleanor with Crown of Avarice is the best setup if you want to get your crown up to 1 billion coins. This setup will probably give you the most amount of money per hour, but it will lock you to ghost grinding for around 100 hours on average, because that's the time you need to get the crown to 1 billion coins collected. 3/4 Crimson with 10/10 magic find and veteran attributes with a Clover helmet will give you the maximum amount of magic find and probably overperform the 3/4 Eleanor setup with the Crown of Avarice. The downside to the setup is that it costs 10 billion coins. Your armor should just have all the regular enchants to make you survive longer, and for ultimate enchants you can either get bank 5 on every piece for an extra 10 coins per kill, or Legion for the few people that will pass by and give you some extra stats. For Reforges, it's also simple. If you need damage, you get Ancient, and if you want more money, you get Renowned for an extra 4% boost on your magic find. For equipment, you should get a Rift Necklace and 3/4 of the Molten Equipment set, and everything should be reforged to strengthen it. If you have money, you can also get the attributes Magic Find and Veteran on your Molten Equipment for extra profits. When grinding ghosts, there's only really one pet you should use, which is the Golden Dragon, but if you cannot afford it, you should get a Mythic Mithril Golem pet, which will work just fine as well. A lot of the profit from ghost grinding comes from leveling pets, so I would recommend you get a low level G-Drag above level 100 with an epic combat experience boost, and when you get this G-Drag to level 200 you can sell it for some extra profit on the auction house. If you have the money, you can also get a second G-Drag to put in your XP share menu with an XP share core. And while Diana is elected, with all her perks, you get even more pet experience and can put up to 3 pets into the XP share menu, which makes ghost grinding during Diana really good. By the way, you can also put other combat pets into the XP share menu that have high profit margins, such as Jerry pets. You should increase your damage until you can one-tap ghosts. If you don't one-tap, don't bother increasing your magic find. If you're Heart of the Mountain 6, you can pick up the Lonesome Miner perk, which will boost your damage by 27% at maximum level. Fragging your Daedalus Axe with 8 golden fragments will increase its damage stat by 60 if you're max taming level. For Power Stones, you can either use Hurtful, Strong or Silky, depending whether you need crit damage or strength. To deal the most amount of damage, you want crit damage and strength to be close together. And don't forget to put Gemstones, Hot Potato Books, Fumings and Art of War on your weapon. And if you still struggle to one-tap ghosts, try switching around your armor, and if that doesn't work, try switching the Renowned Reforged to Ancient. If you're Heart of the Mountain 8, pick up the Miner's Blessing perk. That will grant you a flat 30 more magic find. A huge magic find buff is also the Grandma Wolf pet, so make sure to get it to Legendary and level 100. You can also purchase the Grandma Knitting Needle and put it on your Grandma Wolf pet to get an extra 5% more magic find at a combo of 50 and above. Also, don't forget to get your Looting, Chimera and Divine Gift levels higher. This will make up a big part and also boost your damage. Put all your enrichments and beacon on magic find and get your gold collection up to 100 million. This doesn't take that long and will boost your G-Drag. Also, just start killing ghosts, since bestiary also gives a lot of magic find and boosts your damage by quite a bit as well. The only spot that is good for ghost grinding is beneath the bridge. So look, if you go there, there's the king. If you go there, you go to the spawn. You just jump down here, don't die to fall damage. And that's the spot where you want to grind the ghosts. When you first get down here and want to start grinding, make sure you kill all the ghosts at the wall first, so they respawn in the middle. If you let them there and have some ghosts here in the middle and just keep killing them, the others will just walk away and you won't be able to kill them. Also go down here and kill some ghosts in here, because they sometimes walk down there in the hole and they won't respawn here if you don't kill them there once. So now, when you've cleaned up all the ghosts and most of them are in the middle, you start by running around and killing them. Try not to stop when running around, because that will decrease your rates of kills and you don't want that. If you have a Shadow Fury, you can use that to increase your rates as well. You can use it every 15 seconds. It doesn't need to have any enchants, you just need the ability. So when you're here with a lot of ghosts in the middle, for example, you right click it once and swap to your Daedalus Axe to get 5 kills, and after you've done the 5 kills you just go back to running around and killing all the mobs like that. And to see the ghosts better, I use a texture pack that makes the glass grayish. It usually is white, and if it's white you can't really see the ghosts well. And I'll link it down in my Discord, so just join that. There will be a channel with texture packs and this will be in there. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I know about ghosts. I hope you learned something, and if you enjoyed this kind of video, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.